白雲の章、盾ごとの説、追悔の風景。この説に生まれ、あるいは亡くなった聖人にちなみ、フォドラの人々は彼らが好んだとされる音楽を奏でる。盾ごとや笛、歌で思い思いに興じられるその響きたちは、タルティーンやグロンダーズの広大な野に種まく者の間を舞い踊る。
There are new places to explore in the monastery. Received 2,000 gold from the Church of Ceros as funding for this month's activities.
さて、すでに話があった通り、今節の課題は盗賊の討伐だ。机上で戦いを学ぶ生徒諸君にとって実戦を知る貴重な機会となるだろう。無論討伐は騎士団支援の下で行う。戦況は彼らが整えておいてくれるはずだ。
I already said they won't. They don't even appear on the map.
とはいえ、これは模擬戦ではない。相応の危険が伴うものと覚悟してくれ。騎士団からの連絡を待って出立する。それまで準備を怠らぬように。以上だ。
俺たちにとっては初めての実戦だ。よろしく頼むよ、先生。
You already had a first true battle in the first video, though I'm not sure if you were actually capable of dying in that battle. No, I'm a bit concerned.
模擬戦での先生の指揮は的確だった。先生がいれば討伐もうまくいくはずだ。
That's not what I was referring to. I was referring to the fact that we are using children as soldiers.
出発まではしばらく時間がありそうだな。今のうちにやれることはやっておこ
う。よう、修道院での生活は慣れたか？
Not quite.
まあ仕方ねえか。傭兵時代は雇い主なんかとの交渉は全部俺がやっていたし、戦場以外じゃほとんど人との接触は避けちまってたからな。突然貴族のガキどもの中に放り込まれて教師をやるなんざ無茶だと思ってたが。
I haven't even taught a single lesson yet.
やはり心配した通りだったようだな。そういや聞いたぞ。最初の課題、盗賊の討伐だってな。お前にとっちゃ慣れたもんだろうが、ガキどもにしてみりゃ初めての実践だ。教え子を死なせちゃ寝覚めが悪いだろう。油断せずうまく指揮してやれよ。俺も手伝ってやれればいいんだが、レア様にいろいろと押し付けられてな。あの人がお前に何をさせたいのかは俺の方でも探っておく。いいか？慣れるのはいいが気を許すんじゃねえぞ。
It's Annette's birthday. Have some flowers. You have allies who can take beginner exams. Take a look at certifications to review which they can take. Received 5 beginner seals. The monastery holds events with various effects, such as those which increase the benefits of the share meal activity for certain characters. These events will appear in the calendar. Select Explore on your day off to participate. So we do have the marketplace unlocked now. We have the Armory where we can get new weapons. Right now we can get iron, training, and steel items. And also a mace, which I believe you can also throw. But this is also effective against armored units, which axe wielders tend to be after a while, so that's always good to have a mini bow. A bow that can be used at close range, cannot make follow-up attacks at one space away. That is interesting, okay. In the item shop, you can get shields, which give more pert. I'm guessing that means protect, like defense. And also more weight. I don't know, does weight actually play a part in anything? If it does, I probably don't have a whole lot of memory noticing anything like that. You can buy vulneraries. I don't think I need to buy any. I think there are some in the convoy. You can get beginner seals here, intermediate seals as well, but you don't really need them until later. Torches! I'm going to get one of them just in case. Pure water used to temporarily increase resistance by 7. Effect gradually wears off as turn count increases. This is an item that I never used, so I'm not sure if it's helpful in situations. Door and chest keys. You need these to unlock doors and chests on the map respectively. The thing is, I generally don't buy them because there aren't many maps where there are doors or chests, and if there are enemy units that drop those items, so you generally don't need to purchase them. And if you are Thief class or Asha's Defining Ability, you have Lock Touch, Lock Pick, whatever, and you don't need them anyway. Battalion Guild. You have not yet unlocked the Battalion Guild. And the Blacksmith. You have not yet unlocked the Blacksmith. Battalion Guild is where you get them. The Blacksmith can strengthen or repair your weapons, which is actually something I really, really want. But let's look at the certifications. The only one we have available right now is Tier. And the tiers of class, there's actually one above beginner called Unique, which is unique to each character. So most of them are commoners or nobles. And later on, certain characters get their own unique classes anyway. So you can switch between them, but you can't get certifications for them. Here you only have the beginners from level 5 onward, intermediate from level 10, advanced from level 20. These are levels 30 onward, I believe. And these from Professor level C onward. 30 or 35? Wait, complete chapter 1 of the side story. Okay, no, then these are the level 30 or 35 ones. These must be for the DLC pass that I have. Let's take a quick look. He needs 7 experience to master his commoner class. Mastering the commoner / noble class gives HP plus 5, which isn't bad. Certain characters would really benefit from having that. Personally, I don't think Tyr needs it. He has 28 HP right now, and as he levels up he gets more, so not necessary. I might use an auxiliary battle later on to max it out. Not necessary. So you can easily become a mermaid? Especially swift with high avoidance, this class deftly wields the sword. It tells you what skill you need at what level at least to have a success at passing it here. Odds of passing 100% because his skill at sword is that high. You also need the seals. He gets extra points in speed, which is nice enough. The next one is Soldier. Skilled with a lance, the soldier has a high degree of accuracy and precision. Sorry about that. He needs lance at D or higher, so he can't do that right now. He has at best 25% chance of passing. He does get more dexterity, which is nice. Proficient with the axe, the bow, and gauntlets, the fighter has high strength that translate to mighty blows. I'm so sorry, my throat is acting up. So he needs axe, bow, or brawl at D or higher. Despite that, he has a 65% chance of passing right now, and he gets more strength, which is very nice. I recall I had Raphael focus on this class at first and a few other characters. And down there is the monk. Well balanced, the monk uses magic for both offense and defense, so he needs either black or white magic at D or higher, and he gets more magic and resistance. That's nice. For the most part, I'm not sure if the classes are the type, or if class changing here is it's better to focus on a specific path, or if it's better to get a balance going on. In my first playthrough, I ended up going for mostly physical stuff for Byleth, and since they had a budding talent for white magic, I also increased that so they can heal sometimes. But I'm not sure. I think for most of my students I ended up focusing on one certain type of path. So since he has such a high chance of passing, I'm just gonna have him pass so we can get this out of the way. Change from current class into the newly certified class? Yes, please. The others can't do that yet because none of them are at level 5. Do you have to point out about the odds of passing? I'm not sure if you have to be at 100% passing because I was trying to get Marianne changed into a holy knight, and she had like a 75 or 76% chance of passing. And I saved, had her take the test, she failed, I reloaded and did it again, and she kept failing, so maybe the percentage of success or fail is based on whatever part of the month you are in right now, so it's RNG, I'm assuming. I'm not sure. So most of the time I do the passing when they are at as good as 100% passing. Only option we have right now is to walk around in the monastery. I don't even know how old my own character is, and you think I would know how old my pops is? Gerald, you have a quest for me. A real battle this month, huh? I hear even the Knights of Sailors are involved. I never taught you much about tactics, but there's a primer on it in my room. Give it a read. Oh, she is Anna. Yeah, the season pass allows us to recruit her from next chapter onward, I believe. Or from this one? And I was wondering who she was because the name didn't tell me anything, but she is a character that physically doesn't appear without the season pass installed until much later. But if you go to the marketplace during battle preparations, her image will appear at the marketplace, so she appears early but not physically until later. And we can recruit her because I have the season pass installed.
ここにも出入りさせてもらってるからまた会えると思うわ。これからよろしくね。
講義の進め方がわからないなら聞いてくれ。俺にわかる範囲でよければ教えるから。
When you instruct your students, they gain skill experience. As their skill levels increase, they will gain access to new abilities and combat arts. The number of people you can instruct is indicated by your activity points at the top of the screen. When you set up a group task, the students you assign will continue the task until you change it. And if you ever set a single group task, you cannot avoid or remove group tasks being done at all. After the first round of instructions each month, your students may come to you with a question. They will be motivated if they like your answer.
講義を始める前に、まずは俺たち全員の学習目標を確認しておいてもらいたい。みんな、自分の目標に関係する分野を優先して学びたがるだろうからな。
Students study on their own and earn skill experience according to their skill goals. Results are reported at the end of each week. You can alter students' goal at any time using the Goals menu.
目標に関係するものや得意分野を個別に指導すれば良い結果を出せると思う。だが、学習目標に関係のない分野の指導が無意味だというわけではない。例えば、苦手な分野を克服することでそれに興味を持つ者もいる。
A 3-star mark next to a skill indicates that you will unlock a budding talent after a certain amount of instructing. Once you have unlocked a budding talent, the person will go on to excel in that particular skill. They may even learn a new ability or combat art.
皆の学習目標は今後の指導や課題での経験できっと変わっていくはずだ。その時にはどんな目標を立てるべきか改めて相談に乗ってもらえると助かる。
As students improve from instructing in personal study, they may approach you with suggestions for new goals. Whether to accept their suggestions or not is completely up to you. Feel free to guide your students along paths of your own choosing. Usually, though, the students will come up with goals that do put them onto a path that they will excel in by default. Sometimes they will end up suggesting something further down the line when you're thinking, why would you change this now? We've been spending so much time on that. I do recall, I think it was Lorenz, who wanted to suddenly focus on something that wasn't riding and lance. And I just thought, you're already doing well in that, so I'm not going to go to a lower level of something and then waste more time in putting experience in that when I can just get you to keep going with what you're doing right now and just get better at that. So you don't have to, it will always be listed in the skill goals, you can change it whenever you want. It's just usually they end up suggesting things that are pretty good.
いくらお前が個別指導に熱を入れようとも生徒にやる気がなければ成果も出にくい。生徒のやる気を高めるには 先生からいろいろと働きかけてやるのが一番だろう。少しばかり面倒かもしれないが、皆のやる気には気を配ってやってほしい。
It's also easy to tell because if one of your students has zero motivation, you can't even instruct them that week, so you're not wasting your time. You can instruct students with high motivation more frequently. One way to increase motivation is to interact with your students around the monastery.
士官学校は生徒に修道院の内外で様々な活動をするよう推奨している。何人かで協力して作業をさせれば生徒同士の仲が深まり、成果も出やすい。
You can assign one group task each week. Students who take part will earn skill experience based on your choice. You can also get gold and resources by completing these tasks. The result of a group task will depend on the students' strengths, weaknesses, and affinity for one another. Although even with things like a 2-star affinity between the two characters, I ended up doing pretty well, so you don't have to worry too much about the affinity.
知っているか？士官学校では毎節資格試験が実施されているんだ。志望する兵種になるためには、その兵種の資格試験を突破しなければならない。当然ながら、その兵種になるための能力が十分でなければ、合格は難しいだろうな。先生には資格試験に向けて計画的に学級の皆を指導してやってほしい。
When you pass a certification exam, you can change to a new class. Benefits of high-tier classes include increased parameters and growth rates. Okay, so we have Instruct Manually on top, where we can pick 3 students to personally instruct. Auto-instruct basically takes over and it goes down the list of which character is motivated, and then they will automatically instruct them in their specific goals until you don't have any more activity points left. Group tasks here: stable duty, increasing riding skill, weeding, increasing heavy armor skill. I have no idea how weeding somehow raises your ability in walking around with heavy armor. Maybe because they're stationary to begin with? Skywatch obviously raises flying skill. But let's look at what goals they have by default. Dimitri has Lance and Authority, that's totally fine. Dedu does Axe and Brawl, though he seems to improve more in terms of Axe by default. Felix does Sword and Brawl, which is weird. Ash has Bow and Axe. I can already tell you I'm not going to be focusing very much on Axe with him at all. For me, he is a bower. Sylvain, Lance and Axe by default. Personally, when I had him recruited in my first playthrough, I ended up giving him, as I said, Lance and Riding. Mercedes has black and white magic for her goals. That's totally fine. I'm just going to leave that as it is right now. Annette has black magic and authority, oddly enough, but I suppose I can give her a battalion then. Ingrid does sword and lance by default. That's totally fine. I recall as an enemy she was, like I said, a lance flying type of character, so I might make her that here again. So by default she has sword and lance. We can do a custom focus where we put in whatever we want, and if she suggests one herself, then that would be between the two, and it would list what skill she would be focusing on there. So I'm going to leave that at lance, and as you can see, you cannot do double skill. You have to pick 2 or none, meaning she only focuses on one skill for a skill goal. And I'm going to do flying for her. That's fine. I'm gonna leave you at that for now. Yeah, I'm gonna leave them at what they are right now. I'm gonna give Skywatch to Ingrid, and Dedu has a weakness there, so let's have Sylvain join her. So, let us instruct. Let's start off with Dimitri. Let's see. Oh, he has a budding talent in writing. So I suppose I'm just gonna put some points into that because Lance writing is the Cavalier / Paladin class, which is pretty decent. If the first time around when you instruct a character, they do perfect, they will say something, it increases their support to you a bit more, and you can praise them. If you do, this increases motivation by 25, meaning you can do one more instruction with them. If they end up doing perfect again, you cannot praise them again, so you can't actually abuse the system. First perfect, you can praise, the other ones are like, yeah, I already expected you to do that. Okay, so we have 1 star in the 3-star budding talent for him. We have to get that completely filled so he can unlock his budding talent. Dedu is maxed out. Asha is maxed out. Let's take a look at everyone. He doesn't have any hidden talent anywhere, but I am going to instruct him on Axe. So keep going with that. Let's take a look at Felix. He has a hidden talent, but also weakness in black magic. Which, I recall there is a class like the Dark Knight, but that's more for writing and black magic. Although I think there is a class that is sword and black magic. Yeah, let's get him to do that for a bit.
Yep.
We can't instruct anyone anymore, which is unfortunate because I wanted to see where other budding talents were, but okay. We'll have lectures next soon. No matter the weapon, it cannot be wielded properly without ample strength and stamina regardless of the skills one may possess. I've been using various training techniques, but lately I feel like they are all lacking. It may be necessary to increase your training intensity. That feeling can actually be a sign of progress, or try focusing on one skill at a time, at least for a while. You have 3 options here. One of them doesn't increase their motivation at all, which is the worst one. One increases motivation by 25, meaning it was a decent answer. And one is the best answer that you can pick, which increases the motivation by 50. So I'll say try focusing on one skill at a time. That seems to have been the best answer because he got 50 motivation. No, the motivation of the character behind the one doesn't actually change from what I saw, so you only get 1 motivation increase.
イングリッドとかよ。どうやって手を抜いたもんか。
口を動かす前に手を動かしなさい。働かない人に食べさせる食事はないわよ。
はーい。頑張ります。
とりあえずは終わったわね、シルバー。
もう俺は働かねえぞ。こいつとだけは絶対一緒に働かねえ。
Support points between the two increased, received 500 gold, received 3 smithing stone. Those are important for when you have the blacksmith unlocked. And here you have the overall week increase that you get for their skills. It's Raphael's birthday. Have some flowers even though you can't eat them. Here we have something new unlocked. As you can see, Explorer is blacked out now because we are supposed to do Auxilary Battles for the first time. Auxiliary battles will be occurring off-screen. Auxiliary battles are now available. How often you can battle is limited by your activity points indicated at the top of the screen. On normal difficulties, some auxiliary battles will not cost activity points. Spirits of the Fallen. If you head into battle while playing online, you may see the spirits of those who perished on other players' battlefields. They are more likely to appear in places where death is frequent. Spirits that appear in this shade, purple, indicate an area where many enemy units have fallen. You can collect items that were dropped by the vanquished. Spirits that appear in this shade, yellow, indicate the area where many allied units were lost. They can impart blessings such as experience or restored equipment durability. Connect to the network and play online? No. As you can see here at the top at Auxiliary Battles, you always have the current mission of the month on top. You cannot actually do that until it's time to actually perform the mission itself. Auxiliary Battles, as you can see here, says we have 1 activity points and it will take 1. A practice bout with the Knights of Seros set up to simulate real battlefield conditions and you get a goal for it. Suggested level 3. That's fine, we have a few of them, most of them are level 1, but even if the suggested level is above yours, you can do the Auxiliary Battle. You just have to be aware that it can be more difficult for you to achieve the goal as planned. Another thing to mention is that, off the top of my head I cannot remember it, but since I am playing in classic mode, I do believe that if you lose somebody in an auxiliary battle, it counts as an actual death, so do be aware of that if you play on classic and you are doing auxiliary battles.